people are just going ballistic. And it doesn't help. There's just a lot of things happening right now. I mean, there's this whole thing with Bill Clinton with the Jeffrey Epstein thing, and pretty much being confirmed that, he was involved in that whole mess, and he's speaking at the DNC, and the whole right is just, you're having a pedophile at your convention, and then there's there's a lot of this like thing of like save the children that is going on the right side, where there's like this activism of there's a lot of kids being kidnapped or assaulted or violated, and a lot of people are very upset about that. And
I mean, the Epstein stuff is pure evil. It's pure evil. Yeah. It's not. Yeah, it's absolute evil stuff that I don't know how anybody could be on one side or the other. I don't know how anybody could necessarily be on one side or the other of abortion, but I there are people that make. I don't know how anybody could make any argument that would say, well, Jeffrey Epstein's island, it was actually good for the kids. It gave them no. It was bad news, and well, I think some really high profile people.
Including Bill Clinton. I mean, it's just completely out there. It's not even like that's, a conspiracy. Like, he was definitely involved in those island visits. It was logged multiple times. And that guy was speaking at the DNC, Wow. And the left is completely putting it down. But, again, from what I'm seeing on Twitter is just everyone from Charlie Kirk to all these, JT Lewis and all these very high-end guys that are very involved in all this stuff are going straight at Bill Clinton because, I mean, he is one of the pedophiles that was on that island. There's really no going around that at this point. Yeah. It's like kind of being gaslighted on the left, where like this guy's fine. This was he was not involved. And so there's a lot of disgust happening. Again, if you're a human being, and you know about this, and this guy is alive, and he's giving
good evidence
speeches at the the DNC. There's a lot of people who are very upset. I mean, to the point where they're not okay with this. It's kind of like the what happened to George Floyd from the left side. Where everyone's like, this was murder. A lot of people on the right, like, this guy is involved with pedophiling kids. And it's a lot of people are very upset about it. And there's a lot of tension in that side on that they're putting towards the left as you're allowing this, your administration's allowing this, right?
And,
so
go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no,
I was gonna say, and if I'm correct in this, but I think I might be. It wasn't just like pedophilia; it was like some ritualistic, demonic stuff that was going on in Epstein's Island, right?
I don't know how much is credible, as far as like what's evident or not, but there was a video released that showed them all in kind of these robes type of thing around the fire of a statue.
Yeah, that sounds demonic to me.
Well, I mean, and the sex and sex magic are always a part of things like this that are literally demonic rituals. They always are, and they're not separate. It's not like, was that a sexual satanic ritual or a non-sexual? No, they're always together, and it's always it's going to get twisted. But there's always, let's put it this way, a victim. Now, in the Catholic idea, the victim is Christ giving himself for humanity to save the world. This is a victim on the altar in a different way. Let me put it that way, okay? But no, but these are 15-year-old girls that
7,
8. that too, and at a minimum, we know that he's just going to these schools and recruiting these girls, and then going back and saying, tell your friends, to come next time. Like, this guy, he's operating at this level of, I don't know if it's narcissism, but it's certainly hubris, where he knows he from what I can tell from the stories, he seemed to think that he was covered. These guys owe me something. All these people, I've got stuff on them. They're going to get my back. They're going to cover me. So I don't have to worry about getting pinched on this stuff. He seemed to have that attitude about it until he didn't. And then he ended up not alive anymore with a neck break that's kind of impossible to have from a noose.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Am I right?
Yep. Yeah. And
I don't. So what's just confirmed right now, is that Epstein is evidently a pedophile, and he did have this sex ring of child trafficking. To this island. That's 100% facts.
Right.
Nothing on that is theorized.
No.
Bill Clinton is 100% associated with going to those islands and
Yes.
interacting with Epstein's foundations and all his
Yes.
organizations that involve this trafficking. There's a lot of other people on that list, but Bill Clinton was logged for those flights that was on those islands.
Now, I got to tell you, I was in college in 1992 when Bill Clinton first ran for president, and things came out very, very early in the campaign, especially in the presidency, that I don't want to say were like this, but they were like this enough where you'd go, this is confirmed. We've got, I mean, that guy did not commit suicide, right? And this is tied right back to whether it be Hillary Clinton's law firm, the Rose Law Firm, or directly to Bill or something like that, mostly Hillary, but there's something to do with the Clintons. Yeah. And they were like the Teflon Dons. I mean, stuff would just fall off of them.
Still
nothing would stick, and it is. So you tell me that all of that, all of that. We can probably catalog almost a dozen things that are high profile. I got you red-handed, ready for the arrest type of thing, and it slides off like Teflon. And I was originally in my earlier years kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like, it's going to get bad.
Yeah.
It's going to get bad and really bad, and nobody's going to be able to turn a blind eye when you're dealing with like kids or something.
Can we take the Clintons on a hike into Ape Mountain
and
separate
them? Separate them.
Canyon,
Bill, you walk down there for a little while. Don't worry about tying your boots. You won't need them. You won't need
I heard there's some lost kids up this path.
That's right. Right. There were some lost kids. Right. We saw some kids up there. Yeah. You might want to go check it out. So that's all a joke, Secret Service. But it still slides. They still seem to get away with it, both within the authorities. I don't see any prosecutions. I don't see any indictments.
Nope.
I see some talk about investigations from Comey and stuff, and from the court of public opinion. Jack, to your point, he's speaking at the DNC.
Yep.
That nobody thought, maybe this year we just don't bring Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
Maybe we just leave him off. We got some other people we can like.
That would have happened even if he was just like theorized to be associated with this whole Epstein case.
Absolutely, and he's up there basically saying,
well, he's endorsing Joe Biden,
and you can't touch me.
I mean,
it's almost like, again, this hubris of, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm just going to pretend nothing was wrong.
Yeah.
Because I don't know whether he thinks something went wrong or not. I don't know his heart or his mind, but he comes across as, you know what? People are probably making some stuff up. People, let's just pretend like that doesn't happen. Let's talk about the really important thing, Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Right? And so I'm not surprised. And I'm not surprised. I do think, though, that anybody who's got a contract with the devil, either literally or implicitly, and I do think that's a situation here with the Clintons, because you don't get these types of perks in life without making some deal
I was going to say that the two things that you get from these things are you get money and you get power.
That's right. Yep. You get money, you get power, and the if the ritualized stuff's in there too, it ties it all up. Yeah. But there is a time when the devil's done with you and he throws you under the bus. And I'm not waiting with that with anticipation or anything. I hope that I pray the Clintons convert. I pray the Clintons convert and that they atone and repent, and they spend eternity in heaven. But there will be a time where the piper will have to be paid.